That's it. That's the intro. The blog for Dead Matter for July 10th has just been released, and we're going to be going through what has been added as well as what they've been working on for the last week. So there are some really cool things. There's a new melee weapon that they've been working on, as well as some improvements to Molotovs and crash sounds for vehicles. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So to start us off, this is the new crash animation, or not really animation, but sound that they've added to the game. We're gonna go ahead and watch it through one more time, but I will say, granted, they have been working on other things that are not vehicle weight distribution. I definitely do think that vehicle weight distribution is something that potentially needs to be worked on, unless they are keeping it realistic where the front is heavier. So that being said, the sound that they've been working on is actually really well done. I would say the crack that you get from the glass is awesome. I'm assuming that they're going to add animation for these windows to be blown out when that happens, or cracked windshields, so on and so forth, but I don't know any of that yet. They don't show it, so I can't really speak on it. The next thing we're going to go ahead and talk about is the user interface for throwable items that they've shown us. He's going to throw these 3 grenades, and then he's going to go ahead, and I think he's probably tab, and he'll be able to throw these wine bottles. And what I expect these wine bottles to do, regardless of them actually showing the user interface, is they'll probably, slow down zombies, so on and so forth. So I think it's a pretty good design. Definitely reminds me of Red Dead, personally. So like this actual menu here. So you'll probably use your mouse to rotate, but it definitely reminds me and gives me like Red Dead GTA vibes. So it shouldn't be too hard to kind of maneuver this around. So he's now throwing it down a corridor, and as you can see, this starts to actually spread up and down the corridor. So with this, if you are having a group of zombies walking down a hallway, you throw one of these, it's going to spread down that hallway. Also, I would assume, seeing as how this is fire, it's going to cause smoke and cause smoke detectors to go off, as well as, I don't know if there is, but potential sprinkler systems for a specific area. So definitely use this sparingly inside of buildings. They then go to show off kind of how this will spread from, a small area to a much wider area. As you can see, this definitely takes a quick, pretty much burst of alcohol and just spreads it a lot. So with this, I think this will be more used for crowd control than anything, rather than, again, inside buildings. They then show off some of the melee weapons that they've been working on. So they have a katana here, which is pretty cool. I personally definitely feel like if they have stuff that is as precise as a katana, they are definitely probably going to have limb dismemberment. I think that's the correct word for that. So should be pretty cool. Are we gonna see, Walking Dead docile zombies after you cut off their arms and their jaw? Probably not. But it's still something cool that they've added into the game. So you can customize this, and I don't know how far this customization goes. I assume that you'll probably need a workbench for this, and based on probably your crafting level, if I had to make a guess, will probably be what you can really do with some of these. So, you see this kind of, I guess, Black Ops sword. It's still technically, I guess, a katana, but this is like ninja. You would get this when you're at Halloween. This is more of like a cyberpunk or steampunk-esque kind of sword here. And then this is more of like special ops, like Blade Vampire Slayer katana, which is pretty cool. They also have, different color wraps, and I assume you'll probably need some type of dye or something like that, and you'll be able to customize this. And then you can see they have different hand guards on these as well, which is pretty cool. They then go to talk about, I guess they don't really animate this, but they do show it, and the caption with this one is hacks has been working on getting improved Eder pistol set up in the game, smashing animation bugs, and getting more soundscapes set up throughout the world. So with this, they've pretty much been putting the final touches on this weapon, and this weapon is absolutely insane. So here are some more better close-up images of it. But as you can see, it has like a red hollow sight, which is pretty nice. This is personally what I use when I play Escape from Tarkov, and I put it on a Glock. So, and then they're gonna have a flashlight. So this is a flashlight. I assume that they're gonna probably have a flashlight laser variant, which should be pretty cool. This is another angle of the weapon, and then this is another angle as well. So all these are the same weapon. They're not different in any way, but you can see this is kind of, I would assume, in-game render. I could be completely wrong, and this is not an in-game render or an actual in-game photo, but if I'm not, cool. So they then go and talk about how they've been working on the morph of the face to show more emotion for NPCs, characters, as well as the undead. So I guess with this, this is more of like, I guess the 3 areas where they really have to work with. This is more of like infected. So when I read the dev update, and it says Dogtooth has been working on player and infected face models, as well as face morphing for NPCs so they can show a little motion during the apocalypse. When he talked about that, I felt like maybe players are going to get infected, but I don't think that's the case. I think this is just, hey, you know, these are our new visuals on the eyeballs, the face of the zombie, as well as the teeth that you're gonna see. So that's pretty cool. And then this is some of the emotion that he was talking about. So this is pretty cool. Definitely looks scary when it doesn't have any eyeballs and teeth, but you know, it's at least we're going to see some emotion rather than just NPCs whenever, you know, the game's out. Yes, I need you to go and get me supplies. Supplies are good. You know, they'll have probably a little bit of panic in their voice, but even if you have panic in your voice and you have no emotion, it's not great. So pretty cool. The last thing that they talked about and touched base on was kind of the fortification system. They've been working on it, and they've made it a little bit easier for things to clip together and kind of work together. But it looks like this is gonna be like a tier 3. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, it's tier 3. Am I right? Tiered water system, which is pretty cool. I assume this will collect the rainwater, fill up these jugs, and you'll be able to fill up water bottles, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty good design. As well as you can see here, they have, you know, fortified doors, as well as some ramps that go up. And we know that they've had ramps and walls, so on and so forth, but I haven't seen fortifications like this in any of the dev vlogs or anything like that, so this is definitely pretty cool to see. And they did talk about having barricades, so you'll be able to put a chain or like a ram, like I don't know exactly what it is, but this bar, the security bar, I guess is what they call it, in the dev blog here. Barricades, reinforcements, and utility items players will be able to construct within claimed plots to better protect their and utilize their bases. Players will be able to use barrels for water collection, added storage to their bases, and construct ramps on their fortifications to gain high ground on the attackers. They will also be able to add lockable doors and walls for extra security and ease of passage onto their base, or into their base. Nomad has been working on barricade situation for the interior and exterior of player bases. Players will be able to add simple chains, wooden bars, and up to a sturdy metal security bar for better secured doors. So I assume if you have a nade, this will probably still blow through the door, but I don't know, and I don't know how much I guess health or hit points that these doors are going to have against zombies. So you'd probably want to definitely make sure you're keeping your door and outer perimeter secure. For the exterior, Nomad has added sturdy bars that can be added to windows for an extra layer of security to keep the infected or players from easily smashing in windows. So with this, I don't know if you're gonna be able to jump through windows. I know, at least I play Tarkov, so I do compare this game to Tarkov, since it's, Tarkov is still early access. You can't really jump through a lot of windows, so I don't know if this will be any better. But they do have vaulting in this, so it might be a little bit better. So you might definitely want to have these. They then say, just, all right, this wraps up development update. Thank you for your continued support, and we're looking forward to feedback and chatting with you all. So I think probably one of the coolest things that they did this update, personally for me, is the katana and the customization that you get with that. I also definitely like the way that the Molotov will be traveling up and down and actually covering hallways as well as small enclosed areas. So it will cover, if you throw it at the front of a shipping container, it will probably cover all the way to the back, which would be very cool. So I do want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and don't forget to clap those cheeks on your way out, and I will see you guys on the next one.